Awake. Discourse. Awake. Discourse. Awake. Arise, O children of New York. Your T.ig-ht is come. Your victory is assured in this JL light. We have watched the progress of mankind so many centuries, always hoping that somewhere a means might be found by which we could gain their attention in a manner sufficiently powerful to hold it to a definite goal. You who are so earnest have had some experience, without doubt, that has caused you to realize there is a principle of light which is your life, which is all life. You can cause this light to expand within you in your world, knowing it is anchored within your heart, and that it is the most powerful intelligence acting in the universe. But you have forgotten the power which is within your life. Forgetting it has caused you to accept the appearance world as having power to limit your life, but upon second thought, you know such a thing is impossible. All outer manifestation that comes through the power of this light is but the effect. Therefore, its cause would have to be more powerful than the effect would. 159. It not? Let us get at the understanding of these truths and be more and more practical each day. All ascended masters are very practical, but I think Saint Germain is perhaps the most practical of any, because his work is concerned more with the human octave than that of most of the other ascended masters, although many have joined in this tremendous activity, hoping now to free mankind. Beloved ones, I take it for granted and from the radiance here, that you are strong enough always to hear the truth. Do you realize where you are today in comparison to the rest of mankind? You stand with the war entity above you and the destructive gas belts beneath. To the human that is a rather precarious position. Yet within you, within every one of your hearts, there is anchored the power of light, of life, of energy, of intelligence, which is the supreme governing intelligence of both conditions. Will you for a moment realize that this mighty eternal truth can never vary? Human opinions may vary, but the truth never. It is the same today and forever. The individual's lack of understanding of this truth, or shall we say misapplication, is the thing which has kept them from being set free. All are understanding this practical application of the law, for you can stand with your feet on earth and your head in heaven. Why do you suppose that expression is often used, even by ourselves? Did you know that here within your human body is the dividing line? A line drawn across your human form above the solar plexus is the dividing line. If your attention is below that line, then you are dragged down into the conditions of earth. If your attention is above that line, then you will ascend into the perfection and power of your presence. May I add my assurance tonight, although it has been so often given, that your attention to your presence is the most powerful thing in the entire universe. It is the most powerful activity in the experiences of your life stream. I marvel today that mankind and some of the beloved students, who do intellectually understand that their presence is real and that it is above them, still they give way to the appearance world as having power to frighten or terrify them. Your presence will always answer your call, but if you continue to requalify its answer and blessing with your fear or terror of the appearance world, then the process becomes an extended one to your freedom. With determination raise your hands to your presence, take your firm stand, even this moment, and say to your human self, no longer do I yield one moment's power to you. You can do all you please, but you are not going to interfere with me. You are not going to terrify or scare me because of this appearance world. My mighty I am presence, take command here and stop this human and make it be silent. Then, you do your part with firm determination. Now notice these two activities. I am sure so few have really understood this particular point. It is one which I hope to make clear to you and hold it eternally before you in gaining your dominion. It is the need of your complete cooperation in your feeling with your call to the presence. When you have made your call to your presence, do not let your human have a single opinion about it, except to accept its full outer picture or manifestation of that which you have called for. If you will take a firm stand in that with your presence, when you give the command, you will find no difficulty whatever in having your calls answered. So many thousands of the students are having their answers more and more rapidly. We see them everywhere throughout America. They are having more and more instantaneous manifestations. but I prompt every student throughout America and the world, when you begin to gain the powers of the presence in action through your physical form, I warn you, stand on guard that your human does not rush in and tempt you to use those powers indiscriminately. It is not that the powers of the presence are limited in any way, but your application of them at the present, and in the present condition of the world. Very great discrimination. You may wonder why the students are being prompted so much at this time upon this particular point. It is vital. We do not always think it is wise to give the inner explanation of why it is so. I think you have sufficient confidence in us to rely upon us until you see all of the outer activity from the inner standpoint, as clearly as we do. We, who have been the initiators of mankind for hundreds of centuries, know the exact requirement, beloved ones, of every one. While this is my first time in coming close into the radiance of the students, yet I say to you, I am rejoiced to find as much purification going on as has already been accomplished. There are many things I wish we could say to mankind at this time, because to many it would be of infinite encouragement and strength, but others would take it as license. Therefore, we must refrain until such time as all will comprehend, or until groups are drawn together who are equally ready. I question whether that will take place, because of the great cosmic light now flooding the earth, for it is becoming, now notice this, please, the great initiator for the earth in the future. No longer will mankind go into retreats, for in the outer world of human activity, individuals will gain their initiation and freedom. Whatever you gain in the outer world of mankind today, is a greater victory than if you went within the seclusion of the retreats as in the past. You think your experiences of the outer world are severe, but they are not in comparison to those which the individual went through in the centuries when Saint-Germain and others gained their victories. Sometimes you think the appearance which stands before you is terrifying. It is only slightly so in comparison with that which confronted the initiate in and before his victory. Now make no mistake about it, those were real laws and very definite. Their experiences were not imaginary things. While they were sometimes created and projected to test the individual, yet to that individual they were none the less real. Therefore, today you are living in an identical activity, because from the thought and feeling world there is every conceivable thing being projected at you. Now notice that carefully, beloved ones. Thought and feeling creations from the world of human accumulation are constantly being catapulted at your mental and feeling world. These sometimes temporarily affect the individual. One blessed brother in your city was gaining such marvelous progress, yet in an unguarded moment he was turned aside because of insufficient guard. It seems to me, the general mass of the students do not yet comprehend this clearly. That Saint-Germain refers to as the sinister force is but human creation, your own creation, beloved ones, for whatever part you had in the mass accumulation, insofar as you have allowed discord to find action and express through you, have you been a part of that creation? The more powerful activity of the accumulated discordant creation of all mankind has been used by individuals who were disappointed on the pathway of light. They are termed black magicians. You do have the strength within you, unmistakably, to win your victory under any conditions. In all the initiations of the past, no one had greater forces pitted against him in his tests in winning his victory than this good brother standing before you. The black magicians who have followed him have tried to find an opportunity to strike at him and prevent his further action. This is a more tremendous test than any initiate in the retreats ever experienced. Those in the retreats had fear. He has had none. Oh, this is no exploitation of his personal self, but it is to give you the truth of how today, in the expansion of the light of the individual, there is the strength of the presence, which is the power and the governing, controlling intelligence. The presence enabled him to be free from fear when he saw and knew these powerful, destructive individuals were watching every moment, taking or sleeping, to catch him unaware in order to snap the life stream and release him from the body. These are actual facts, dear people. They are not imaginary things. I am trying tonight to have you see, if you will, how infinite is your protection. Mighty is your directing intelligence, through the attention, to give you the power of your presence, which gives you life. Try to feel the strength which will enable you to never waver. Feel the full power of your presence to govern you and your world and produce its perfection, and to release from the treasure house of your presence everything you require for use. Do not give way to any more of these appearances, but stand unyielding, firm, and positive in your call. Stand unwavering until the release comes. Dear people, there is nothing in the world which could withhold from you these things you require for use in the service of the light, once you take this stand and maintain it. There is no power in the world to oppose that light, and never was. You, in your imagination, are the only one who opposes you. For instance, if you believe something, an entity, an appearance, an obligation here in the outer world, a debt, an appearance of inharmony or disease, gives you the feeling that it has power, then you have given your life to that appearance or condition to give it power, when it has none except your life fed into it by your attention. The time is here, beloved ones, when this point must be anchored firmly in your consciousness, and you will go forward like a rocket into your full achievement. The students must all realize that no longer shall they give one single appearance less than perfection any power by their attention. Shut it off instantly and say to your human self, come back here. Go to your presence and stay there. Don't you dare get out of line here. Remember, when any discord is acting, it is not your presence, therefore, it only has what power you give it. This firmness I am speaking about, in taking your stand against discord, withdraws the power of your life that has been fed into it, and the condition cannot touch you or harm you. Oh, be firm about it. Do not yield any longer to these conditions which have taken your life, harmed and limited you. Do feel, beloved people, that there is not one thing in the outer world which can touch, affect, limit, or use your energy but by the power of your attention. Do you not see that your attention is the first fundamental, either to victory or to the depths? Do you not see that nothing in the world can act without your attention through which to act, because it must use your life? Oh, these laws are so practical. These mighty truths of life are so important, and tonight we are bringing them into powerful use. Oh, dear people, children of the light, I want you to know that we also have our own means of broadcasting. As the beloved Lotus was broadcasting tonight, we in our own interior broadcasting activity have a power by which we do tremendous work. When we have come to you in the small groups, there are many who have thought, well, that is quite incredible. There must be something peculiar about it. They do not understand and they cannot imagine that this is but a fragment of what is being done in the mental and feeling world. Whenever we come and flash our words to you, they go through the mental and feeling world like lightning everywhere. Remember, the mental and feeling world of all mankind is one. The octave of the mental world is one. The octave of the feeling world is one. Therefore, when these mighty projections go forth, we are voicing these truths into the mental and feeling world and into the atmosphere, but that which we send forth goes through the mental and feeling world like dynamite because we so qualify it. We qualify it to go forth and take charge within the mental and feeling world of all mankind. One day, when you know more of what is taking place than you do today, you will see how magnificent has been this activity. It is not only you blessed ones who are present in this room who are receiving the blessing of this light, but hundreds and thousands are feeling the touch of this light and these mighty currents which go forth into their mental and feeling worlds. Remember, my energy, my light, my qualities which go forth are intelligent. They go forth into the mental and feeling world, finding their way to everyone here who is attuned sufficiently to let them act. It is not a haphazard manner of activity, something that happens by chance. It is the mighty intelligent direction of light, through these mighty currents of energy which bring to the activity of mankind, through the feeling of the heart, those mighty qualities which will one day outpicture. Then they will awaken us from sleep, as many in America have already done today. In regard to those precious books, there are thousands whom I could point out to you today, whose first touch of those books has caused the flame of awakening to blaze forth, and from that moment they looked upon life in a wholly different way. And by a perusal of those pages have they found the light. Therefore, in the flooding forth of those books and the magazines, the attention of the people is held to the presence, the one supreme being of the universe. There is no power that can touch or compare with it. There is no power which can touch you in your call and acceptance of the power of your presence. Mankind will understand the glory of the tube of light which your presence produces about you at your call. It is so invincible. then you will be able to move untouched by the discord about you, but as long as you keep accepting that maybe something might get through your tube of light, you have the feeling that is the channel for it to occur. Say with firm determination, not one thing can enter my tube of light when I have asked the presence to draw it. It is the same thing with anyone. I ask all the students to please take this firm, determined stand to anyone affected by entities. You must be firm, because that individual who is the discarnate entity is firm. Say with determination, not once again shall anyone touch my mental world or touch me, so get out. As you fix that powerful feeling within you, the thing will have to leave you. Oh, there is nothing in the world which has power to attach itself to you or disturb or affect you, if you will call forth the power of your own God presence. If something seems to affect you, then say to it, get out. You have no power. In that release of firm determination, nothing in the world can affect you because the power of your presence is acting. Oh, remember, precious ones, in your call it is the power of your presence acting which knows no resistance or interference. It is the calling of this light down into and through your body, which produces effects. Show me anything in the outer world of mankind today which has power over the light of God, your mighty I Am presence. How could it? This is how you can soon bring yourself to a point of assurance, a certain, definite feeling of the power of your presence, as the ever-guarding, directing intelligence with which nothing in the world can interfere. That is why, beloved ones, we say yield not a moment, not an inch to anything but the perfection and power of the presence, which you want, and it will produce it. It has to because it is the power of light, and your call to it is the release. If the beloved inhabitants of your city saw the inner activity tonight, they would declare a terrific conflagration was going on in New York. It is, but that conflagration only destroys and removes imperfection within, about, and of the human creation. It is tremendously interesting to watch the awakening of mankind and to see the homecoming of so many. Yet I say to you, if each one of the more than 300,000 I Am students in America and the world today would, this hour, take upon themselves the obligation to search out one individual whom they could interest and bring into the light, in a few days or a few weeks 600,000 would be there. Then, if those would do the same thing, you see how fast the light would multiply itself. Everyone could do that. Shall I tell you tonight how the hearts of human beings are craving this light? Many of them do not yet know it. You would not perhaps see it, but we see within the hearts of mankind the craving for this light, because the cosmic light is amplifying the slightest effort or feeling within individuals toward the light. Then, do you not see what a mighty activity the word amplification means? You amplify your radio activities. It seems quite ordinary, because you are accustomed to it, but when it comes to amplifying these mighty radiant powers into the activity of the mental and feeling world of mankind, it becomes a stupendous thing. This is why, beloved ones, we ask you to not be disturbed, discouraged, or dismayed by any appearance of the outer world. You do not yet see all that is being accomplished, or know what tremendous activity is being poured forth in the mighty decrees from these great groups. If you were sending a rocket forth and you wanted it to go from New York to Chicago, you would not be required to use as great a charge to send it as if you sent it to London or Paris. It is the same with you today. For the sake of illustration, as far as your hands extend in all directions, you can call and charge all power there to go forth to do whatever is required. Your presence is the one who produces that power. By your call, you open the door for it to go forth to produce what you need. Your presence represents the charge which sends the rocket to the farthest point. You are the decreer of where the rocket shall go and must call to your presence to release the charge. Now, presume for an instant that you do not care to send forth a rocket. The same dynamic power that sent the rocket forth can be called into action to take charge of your feeling world, to dissolve and consume every discordant thing which was ever created there, then take command, hold its dominion, and produce for you without limit whatever outer requirement is called forth. Can you not see how absolutely practical the law, the energy, the light, the intelligence is which would proceed to produce the results you require? Do you not see the form which the power takes, makes no difference whatsoever? The presence is not concerned in the slightest whether it be money, happiness, self-control, garments, automobiles, airplanes, or whatever the requirement might be. It but releases the power and the energy to produce these results in form for you. Your higher mental body knows every form that is required for your greater happiness, comfort, and freedom. Therefore, in your decrees the intelligence through your higher mental body will act to produce the result. There is nothing in the outer world but yourself which can prevent the immediate action of it. Now remember, for I want to help you tonight, you are the only one, through your feelings, who can limit you anywhere in the universe. When you take your firm, determined stand and refuse to allow your human feeling to limit you any longer, your call to the presence will produce magnificent results in whatever is required. There is nothing in the world that can limit you but yourself. All the destructive powers which have been created through the discordant action of mankind's feeling, all the black magicians in the world, and all the entities have no power when you turn to the presence and accept its all power to act in, through, and about you. Tonight, I am charging this into the mental and feeling world everywhere, because some few individuals have been entity conscious. They have revolved such things in their minds until they have disturbed themselves. We want that to cease among the students everywhere. Be calm, firm, and determined in the power of your presence, and all perfection will flood forth into and through your world. You must produce perfection some day. Do it now. Beloved ones, so far as your health, strength, and energy is concerned, do not yield one moment to any disturbed feeling. Let me help you against the acceptance of any lack of energy, or illness. Such conditions come from getting your attention fixed upon what has been occurring. Many times in conversation you have heard of some condition, pneumonia, or some so-called ailment. The first time you catch a little cold, you say, "Oh, I have got pneumonia." Dear people, I say this in all seriousness, because you have no idea how your feeling world is acting in the accepting of those suggestions. This is why you need to stand guard constantly. If you, for the sake of diplomacy, have to listen to a conversation that would offer such suggestions, call your presence into action to stand guard and refuse acceptance to all human suggestions. The blessed medical world today seems to make that a part of their work. They think they should offer these worded suggestions to mankind. They say, according to the diagnosis, you have so and so. If you listen to it, you will have it. Suppose there was the appearance of it. If you will take the opposite stand and feeling, and say, "Mighty I am presence, dissolve that. I will not have it," before you know it, the thing would be gone. You are the decreer for your body and world, dear hearts. Feed it, know it, and be it. You cannot have someone else win your victory. You must be firm in this stand. You want to win your own victory, not have someone else do it for you. Therefore, beloved people, in whatever assistance you feel you need to call forth from your presence, do not yield one moment to the feeling that your own power is not sufficient. All mankind has been taught for centuries to look to something else outside for help, when the power beating their hearts is infinite, all-powerful, and is the perfection of health, is the perfection of all achievement, no matter what the requirement. Therefore, live in that power of your life. Feel it deeply. Be it be the glory of God, your mighty I am presence, in full command, full dominion, full power, and action. How far do you think you are above the atmosphere of Earth while we are talking here? You think you are sitting here in the room, but I say, you are far above the atmosphere of Earth. It might sound like a paradox, but one day you will find it is true. I use this opportunity to extend my love, greetings, and blessings to all the students of St. Germain throughout America and the world. I trust that we shall all meet again in the glorious victory of the light of your mighty I am presence. In the future, remember this night when you were so free from everything of the outer world. Recall this consciousness and feeling and enter into it again at will. Such is your privilege, such is my joy, such is my great desire to be of whatever assistance I may, and to hasten your freedom and victory in the light. Tonight, from the great octave of light from which I come, at the request of those ministering so earnestly, I have anchored a ray of light from that octave into your city of New York, also one in Los Angeles for the activities of the future. to hold the balance of the East and West in beloved America. This might sound strange coming from me, but I want to fire you into the full victory which is yours. By reminding you again that you stand between two destructive forces. You are like the filler in a cake, and that cake is the substance of light. So, in spite of the fact that you are moving between two destructive forces, still within you is the power and light of the universe, which holds within itself and you, even your physical bodies, the victory of the light. I thank you.